FREI live on YouTube and on Facebook. And these videos then also go out recorded on Instagram, on IGTV. Today we have a very short chapter to read, and that means I can fill you in very briefly on what's happened so far, just in case you're new to this and would like to know where you're at. And fortunately, we're still very, very much at the beginning of the overriding narrative, of the overarching story of Eden by FREI. We're still in volume 1, which is like the exposition, if you like, where we set up the main narrative. And what has happened so far is that I, the narrator of the book, have got on a train at Clapham Junction, a suburban commuter train, on a Tuesday morning at 8:26, fallen asleep and woken up in Istanbul, much to my surprise. And somewhat disorientated and unsure as to what to do, I resolved to go to the one place I can remember, which is the Limon Lubaci, which is a delightful garden cafe in Taksim, in the Taksim district of Istanbul, where I order a burger for breakfast from a waitress who curiously reminds me of the Sultaness, a character who doesn't make sense to me, and where I then reminisce about events that seem to be happening in the future. And following that, to get some sort of grip onto my reality, I resolved to order a Bloody Mary. And that's all that's happened so far. And that is the somewhat perplexing context in which chapter 4 happens, which is called The Sultaness Reclining. The Sultaness sleeps like a Matisse nude, a duvet draped over one leg only, casually veiling the sanctity of her majestic vagina. Her arms stretched out over the edge of the mattress, her head inclined toward the window, whence barely a breeze now teases the heat of the afternoon, not quite away. I marvel at her voluminous undulations. How did she get here? Into the imaginarium of my mind, into my brain space, my own private place of precious wonder? My Bloody Mary arrives from the creature who reminds me of her as well as of me, and I confer upon myself the privilege of some measured doubt. I could be dreaming. I could be asleep still on the train to Kingston and wake up any moment now, quite possibly with a hard-on. I am not normally given to arousal by women, round-shaped or angular, but hey, if this is a dream, then anything might happen, might it not? The thought of quite possibly still being asleep reassures me for the time being, as does the Mary, which is bloody and perfect and has enough of a kick to it to feel real. I begin to relax. And that's it for today. This was the very short chapter 4 in Dimensions of Eden by FREI. If you need to know what the hell this is and want to get a bit of background, there is a video called Eden Live Introduction, which gives you an introduction to the whole project. And if you want to read this in your own sweet time, you can go to edenbyfrei.net. Eden by FREI in one word, FREI.net, and read this. It's all published online, and of course you can also get your hands on the paperbacks if you want to, or the same as ebooks. That's also possible. And if you want to hear more, then come back. I'm doing this on a twice weekly basis, on Mondays and Wednesdays, not Mondays and Tuesdays. In the last video, I said Mondays and Tuesdays, but that was misspoken. I do this regularly, and so far very consistently, I'm glad to say, on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6:15 p.m. London time, which is British summer time, which is now. Now it's 8:20, so this is a short webcast. And of course, these webcasts will stay online, so you can catch up with them. And if you want to share them, please do so. They are public. They can be handed around and shared. And if that is the case, and if you want to join me again, then I will see you next Monday at the earliest, or any time after, at 6:15 London time. Till then, have a lovely weekend. Take good care, love and love, and see you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.